Hello everyone, this is Mr. Informal back with a new latest and greatest podcast, 121 of the Mr. Informal podcast. It is I, Mr. Informal. I hope you are being safe today. I hope you are doing well. I hope you are having a great weekend. Certainly. Me, I'm not having a great weekend. I was just sick a little bit. But there will be 4 topics on this podcast, but first, don't forget to add me on Instagram. That's MisterInformal, and then check out my website. Check also my items that I'm selling at my store. It's also at my website, MrInformal.com. That's MrInformal.com. So 4 topics on today's podcast. 121. So number 1, Facebook Shop Tab. Yes, Facebook Shop Tab. Basically an e-commerce. Number 2, Amazon is starting to launch their luxury line. Basically compete with the higher end. Who could it be or what could it be? Number 3, Sephora is actually doing quite well in this pandemic. That's going to be interesting. Last but not least, movies are starting to be open. There are already outdoor movies for you to watch. And so, where do we go from here? Certainly, movies has always been part of anybody's life, especially when there's a premiere, when there's a new movie coming out, you have to watch it. And so, those are the 4 topics. And let's go ahead and start the podcast. So the article is from hypebeast.com. Facebook launches Shop Tab in e-commerce push. The feature launched earlier for Instagram. So Facebook has launched a new Shop Tab providing a convenient and accessible retail experience directly on its Shop app. Facebook Shop makes it easy for people to find products from businesses they love, discover new ones, and make purchases all in one place. Mark Zuckerberg company will also expanding 2 existing features. The features will be Facebook Shops, and also introduced earlier this year, basically which allow business to create virtual storefronts on both Facebook and Instagram to sell products. It also has customization options, direct messaging, various analytic tools, also WhatsApp communication. Not only that, it will also have an extension of Instagram checkout, which now covers all eligible sellers in the US. Wow, so it's gonna be interesting. As you know, that Facebook is trying to compete with Amazon now. Basically, everybody's going with Amazon now. Now, would I shop at Facebook? No. Would I message at Facebook? Yes. The reason why is that Facebook just cannot get their security right, and also its privacy corrected. But look, that's outside of that. Now, what do I think of this? Look, there's nothing wrong with it. Obviously, in a capitalistic society, they are trying to make money other than from ads or sponsors or whatever revenue that they're doing. Probably selling my data and your data, most likely, even though they already are $1 billion or could be $1 trillion. But I know Mark is the greedy type. But certainly. Now, will this be helpful if you're a small business? Yes, this is helpful because it has direct messaging feature, analytic tools. Not only that, it will be cross-platform from Facebook to Instagram. Now, and if you have WhatsApp, which basically the whole world is using WhatsApp, direct messaging, you can directly talk to your customers. So it's gonna be a great area that Facebook is focusing on. Not only that, how many shops do they need? So they're creating a shop tab on their app, Facebook app, but I'm not sure if they're also integrating that in the Messenger app. But whichever, it's in the Instagram and Facebook. Now, the only thing is that what I don't like about this is who's gonna get priority. Like, if you're searching something, you know that these companies are probably spending more money to get VIP. Keywords. Same with Amazon. If you pay Amazon, and even though your item is not relevant, somehow your item is on the first page. So there's still a lot more things to be learned on the Facebook shop app. But for me, since I do have a shop, I would not do it because of the security and privacy. But if you're a small businesses, especially if you're in a different country or a smaller country, I can certainly understand this. This would be a great tool for you. If you have family members, if you have friends that you want them to see the shop, why not? Why not? It's a great feature to have. And it's a great marketing tool that Facebook is doing. Now, this may be just in the US, but if it is all across the globe, hey, that's great. On to topic number 2, Hypebeast.com. Amazon is preparing to launch a luxury fashion platform. Amazon is set to launch its own luxury platform next month with various ready-to-wear accessories labels due to take part. According to Women's Wear Daily, the business models will see the various designers and brands operate in their own concessions on the site, which is expected to launch September alongside International Fashion Week. Wow. The luxury fashion platform had been reported to be launching in the spring of this year, although its opening was pushed back by the China virus and resulting lockdown measuring around the world. The delayed launch is Amazon's latest move into the fashion world, which has also included long-running sponsorships of Tokyo Fashion Week that ended in 2019. Now, I don't really mind Amazon is doing this. If they want to move to luxury, they want to move to streetwear, they want to move to whatever fashion sector that they want to move. In the end, I need to know what's the percentage or what's the cut that Amazon is getting when a purchase is made. 10%, 25%, 35%. The best benefit of this, and I always think this, is that the 2-day shipping, especially if you're at Amazon Prime, that's the only best benefit of this. But if let's say you're Alexander Wang, just an example, you have your items in Amazon. Now, the shipping is going to be fast. The returns is certainly going to be fast too. You'll get more exposure. It's a higher price. So basically, your profit is going to be reduced, but your exposure is going to increase. So that's what's happening here, is that these luxury brands' exposure is higher, but their profit margins is lower. Now, I don't know what they're gonna price it at. Most likely they're gonna price it higher to get back the profit margins, or to make the profit margins to be the same. But at the same time, many people will probably buy it in their Amazon card and then pay it all monthly. It doesn't matter. But the fact is that I don't know any. Well, actually, there is, like Mr. Porter, Net-a-Porter. So basically, they're gonna go against those. Net-a-Porter, Mr. Porter, Essence. I mean, they might go against Farfetched. So, but I don't think they're at Farfetch yet, because Farfetch can actually connect international sellers. So I don't think Amazon is going to do that. But at the same time, as you know, Amazon is also known for its selling fake items. So we have to be careful of that. Now, there's probably going to be it's probably gonna be authentic. It doesn't, it's gonna be authentic. But don't be surprised if a bootleg item is suddenly sent, even though you bought it from that brand. Don't be surprised, because Amazon is known for that. Now, what about shipping? Shipping is probably going to be 2 days. Shipping is going to be much better instead of waiting a week, so and so. But I need to know what are the brands that will be included in this. Certainly, I don't think Louis Vuitton's going to get it. Chanel's not going to get it. I don't think Balmain is not going to be in it. I don't know. Basically, the top echelons of luxury brands won't be joining Amazon. On to topic number 3, RetailDive.com. How Sephora prepped for an e-commerce onslaught. With its highest sale of the year in April, the retail was ready for surging volume when stores closed in March. SVP of Supply Chain Mike Racer said. So, Sephora has an annual sale event in the spring. Loyal shoppers plan their hauls, and brands sold by retail promote its Amazon Prime Day or Nordstrom Anniversary sale. But this year's sales had significance in ways brands and shoppers may never know. So, basically, Sephora is actually doing pretty good. Warehouse throughput over capacity. Beyond warehouse locations, inventory positioning, and automation, Racer said in a common conundrum for operations management is efficiency versus capacity. How do you balance the efficiency of a system with the ability to get a lot of stuff through it? Sephora's annual spring promotion led Racer to improve throughput as a measure of readiness years before the pandemic. Elevating throughput as a KPI equal with operational efficiency improved the company's performance during times of expected and unexpected stress. So LVMH CFO Jean said July earnings called that Sephora's readiness for the epidemic channel shift offered justifications for investment the company has made to date. Wow. So they're doing good. Not only that, have you noticed that cosmetics, hygiene, especially women, beauty products are on the rise, even though people are not going out as much, not traveling, and yet Sephora is doing quite well. Not only that, as you heard in the article, they invested in their operations and it made it efficient. And that way, even though they had a lot of stocks, they shipped it in an efficient manner, timely manner, whatever you call it. And so they are doing well. I mean, they did well in April, they did well in July. And so their SVP commented on that, stating that the investment that was made, it was has greatly shown its effectiveness, and so that was good. And a well-designed warehouse networks help the retail keep up delivery speeds even when carriers are faltering, as several did in the spring and early summer. Sephora has 5 warehouses in the U.S., making nearly everywhere in the country a 2-day ship zone in normal shipping condition. This is exactly what I'm saying. So they did well. They're making profit margins. I don't have the numbers here, but so far we all know that based on the article, they did well in April and July, and now I'm waiting to see what comes up in August or even in the summer quarter. It's interesting that a lot of their stores are closed, but most likely their stores are going to start reopening, and they're probably going to get back up. Not only that, as you know, after September, boom, holidays, boom, Thanksgiving, boom, Christmas, boom, New Year's. I mean, it's going to be non-stop shopping from here. People are going to keep shopping. I mean, it seems like Sephora never lost a step here. The Sephora is probably saying, hey, why do we need our stores when we made profits? But look, anytime you have a beauty product, you always need a store. Always. Especially when you have a Sephora, because when people want to try on their makeup, they got to see it in person. And people are not going to buy your foundation without seeing it. Obviously, if you have lipstick's too easy. You don't need a store for that. But there are different shades of red. So you might need a store for that. So it is interesting that beauty products, especially Sephora, is actually doing quite well in this pandemic. So in the recent news lately, new Marvels or Young Marvels, whatever the new Marvel movie come out, is number one at the movies. Yes, number one in the movies. It has been a long time since I've heard the news like that. But in any case, movies are becoming the it trend now. Movies are coming back. Movies is part of our culture, anybody's culture, worldwide culture, the earth's culture. Go on a date, you might go on a night, friends with families. So movies are in, whether it be movies nowadays are being seen outdoors. Some are indoors, taking precautions, maybe 50% capacity. But none of that matters because people are starting to want to go back to watching movies nowadays in theaters, big screen, big sound, basically getting back the experience the way the movies should be. Now, I'm not gonna say that online streaming are not it, but there's nothing like it when you go to a movie and just watch it, especially on a premiere day. It's a unique experience. I remember, back when you were young, or even now. So movies are starting to become on the rise now. I know I did about this on a previous podcast, or it could be a couple podcasts ago, about movies making promotions 15 cents a movie, or it could be lower. Also, movies nowadays are having tickets much lower than $15 or $20, depending on the movies or depending on the city where you are. I live where movies are $15 adults, so these days are becoming cheaper because they need the money. AMC, Regal, Cinemark, ArcLight, or even other Edwards movies, Edwards Cinemas. Even you got independent movies. Independent movie theaters, and so it's the joyful thing about going to see a movie is when you're with your friends is actually there. Same with your family. You're absolutely there. Enjoying the movie, watching it at the same time. Same experience. It could be the same reaction, different reaction. And in this pandemic, I'm telling you, people want to go out and see the movies. They want to go out anything but the house, anything but the home or the apartment. So it's going to be interesting how, especially since flu season's coming, it's going to be interesting how the movie theaters are also going to act. Obviously, the outdoor movies are not going to be in anymore when winter season starts, and so everyone's going to be indoors. And we'll see how the movie's going to react in the holidays, and especially holiday movie. The movies in the summer where that was pushed back, it's going to be on the holidays now. And it's going to be, and everyone is going to be fighting for that top spot. And these movies wants to make money. But at the same time, it's actually great to hear that movies are opening up and people are actually wanting to go out to see the movies. And so that basically concludes this Mr. Informal Podcast 121. Yes, 121. I hope you enjoy your weekend. I hope you listen to me all the way through. And I hope I gave you some great insights. And again, I am Mr. Informal. Don't forget to add my Instagram, MisterInformal. And then check out my website, MrInformal.com. Don't forget to check out my stores and hopefully you buy something. And so I will see you in the next podcast. Bye-bye.